Good afternoon. It's February 24th, 2023, and today really we just had a range day. After this huge sell-off, prices you can see just been chopping around uh, pretty much all day. So we'll take a look. We'll see. Maybe I missed something. But this was, I would say this is difficult trading, especially compared to the past couple weeks, few weeks. I feel like have been very kind of easy. Feel like we're seeing a different market personality right now. So 5 o'clock comes in, and right about here. So you're in this downtrend. I don't I don't think, I mean, you can see that's a breakout pullback right here, and it's off of the trend channel, but that's a very aggressive entry. You might consider it though, because that was a very nice move down. But you can see breakout pullback. Other than that, it's just the first entry, and then we get some news item. Oh yeah, that was right before the news item too. So you don't want to take that because you want to be flat. Then we come down here and you get a first entry, second entry, but it's above the EMA. It's just not. It doesn't feel like a high probability setup, but there's clearly two legs up. Um, so we get some movement down. You get a lower high. Maybe you consider that one, but it's a doji, and it's 3 bars stacked up. So I mean, it's textbook congestion. This looks like it's sideways. But anyway, we move to a new low, and we get the break, some sideways stuff, and we get a few legs up here of correction. Then you get this lower high, but you're going into the opening price. Even though this looks like a range, it's just not really good setup. But then you get this steep move down. And you come down here and you get a first entry, second entry. So I like this because this, to me, I'm looking at this as one leg down. Let's see. Looks like a spike in channel. This looks like a midline, so I'm thinking this is the first break, first entry, second entry. You're getting a new low. You don't get a new low, but you get enough for a scalp, and then we're just going sideways. So that now it's just congestion. So you do get a second entry right here, but you want to wait on a lower high at that point because it's clearly a range now. This does not work. I mean, it doesn't work with entry rules because you're just going in the midline, and there's just no setups. You get this breakout, pullback, failure that you might consider because that's a lot of bullish momentum. And that's, I mean, it looks like a pretty 60-50. Yeah, so that's a 7-tick bar. So I like that personally, because I have my range highs drawn right there, and it breaks out and pulls back, tests it twice, and that's a failure. We could be due for a reversal. You have a break and a move to a new low here, but the bias is down, so I'm marking that as aggressive. Then you get the breakout, it fails, and you get a pullback, 2 pullbacks. I marked it red, but you can see there's dojis, but I like this one. I like this one to test the lows. That's where we're going. And another thing that I want to point out, I've noticed with ranges is look at how much overlap and congestion that is, and then we get a violent move out. That, from what I've seen, from my experience, that will often lead to the end of the range. So that's why this range ended. And look right here, this range. Once we get this strong move up and then this strong move down, the range is over. So that's something I've seen a lot of. So that's another reason I like this. However, you're going into that midline, so it is, you do have to consider that. I do believe this range is separate from this one, and this is just so much congestion and overlap. And then you get this very violent move up. Maybe you consider this one. So you get the first entry and the second entry when it ticks above this, and then they get an outside bar. They trap those guys, and super bullish, closes above the EMA. Maybe you consider that. But then it comes back down, a strong move down, find congestion. They trap a bunch of people taking a failure right here. First entry failed, second entry. And then you get a reversal pattern. So perhaps you consider this reversal pattern. However, you're in a range, and this is congestive, so it's definitely aggressive. However, that was, yeah, you would have had a low for the rest of the day. So sometimes those pay off, as Mac always says. Then we break out. We test it once, twice, and a third time. So that's a double test and a second entry long. I like that. I do believe we already have our new high. So for that reason, it might feel a little aggressive, but with it being a second entry long and a double test, I like it. Come up here, another second entry long, but it looks played out. Looks like you're late to the party. But then it just keeps going higher. And I don't see anything all up in here, and eventually it reverses. Perhaps you take this one. But it looks congestive to me. You see up, down, up, down, up, down. So it looks congestive. You would go low beneath this. There's a lot of overlap. So you get a break, 2 legs to a new low. They fake a bunch of people out with a reversal that fails. It's just a second entry short. And we get this move down. And this turns out to be a larger channel. You get a break, move to a new low for the shorter term channel. And then we go higher. And you get this second entry short. And, you get a break and a move to a new high. Maybe you consider that. We're looking for... Okay, now I'm seeing there's a slight overshoot down here, though. I didn't see that. And I was wondering why we didn't really make a strong attempt to make a new low. But that could be why. Anyway, we move down and then it reverses. And I don't think you can take that, even though there's some bullish momentum there. But you can take this second entry long, because we should be making a new high from this channel. And that's what happens, and then it just goes sideways. And we find support on the opening price a few times, but no setups. Then you can see it breaks below, and that's a failed breakout, but there's no setup there. Break, 2 legs to a new high, and we form this level of resistance. No setups there. And now we're selling off, so that's how I seen it today. Let's see. Probably something like this. And look at that. I've seen this channel, this pattern, these 2-tier channels or spike and channel downs have been happening all day. I think that's the third one I've seen like that. This one, pretty sure there was another one in here. Yeah, this one, that kind of looks like it too. So repeat patterns. So that's how I saw it today. In my opinion, This is a tough trading day, very choppy. But yeah, so it's Friday. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday.